So the other side to this is the Portland Trailblazers side. We know that there was a lot going on with them trying to figure out what they could get back, right, for Damian Lillard, who they could trade him to, and what made sense for all parties involved. I do think that this is probably the best scenario for all parties involved. Portland getting Damian Lillard back, Damian going to a legitimate contending team. So the Portland Trailblazers, they got DeAndre Ayton, right? A big that fits their timeline, that can pair with the guards that they have in Portland, Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, and Shaden Sharp. They also get Drew Holiday in that trade. Now they can flip him. A lot of people are talking about Philadelphia and all that stuff, but they can flip him for draft compensation, maybe even get some other players or whatever the case may be, but probably draft compensation. What do you think about Portland in this trade and what they got back for Dame?
Yeah, that's pretty much how I view it. You're getting a future pick from a team, and that's going to help with your drafting in the future. That this is something that you want to do as a team that's set on going back into a rebuild mode, unfortunately. But I feel like they did the right move, not focusing on just Miami. It's kind of hard when you think about it. Dame's a player that's been very loyal and stood by publicly to the Portland Trail Blazers for about a decade, or I mean, about over a decade. And a lot of us fans feel like Dame deserved to go where he wanted to go, but you can't deny that this is a good basketball situation for him, and it works for both sides. So I feel like getting a future pick, they get a pick swap with the Bucks. You get a proven player or a solid player in DeAndre Ayton. You hope that a new scenery will help him reach his full potential. That the Phoenix Suns hope that a number one pick like DeAndre Ayton would have reached. It's a good trade, I feel like, for them. And then, as you mentioned, Drew Holiday is another asset that a lot of teams in the NBA would like to have on their roster. You can flip him for more young players, or you can get more picks. So I feel like this probably fit them. This package was probably best for them than any package that Miami could have offered. You're looking at maybe Tyler Hero or the other role players, Duncan Robinson, but that doesn't really move the needle. DeAndre Ayton was probably one of the best players that were offered to them. They addressed two things to get a player, especially a big that can move on the timeline with Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, and the other young guys that they have, while you also get picks for the future. And another thing about Ayton, you get a center. You just lost Nurkic, so you're getting another good center that's arguably better than Nurkic, or around that need, or a step above him, and has a higher ceiling, honestly. So I feel like that Portland made the right move, and this allows for the young guys to just grow and play and get better, as we mentioned in our Portland team preview. And I'm also happy for Chauncey Billups that he gets to move on with a new slate. So far, they haven't fired him, which I'm happy about. They give him an opportunity because I feel like this team has gone through a lot over the past few years. Just giving him a new slate to coach these guys and try and find something new in this next chapter that Portland's about to take. But I feel like this was a good job, well done by Portland, and addressing and making the right step as far as going into a rebuild, moving into this next chapter.
Yeah, no, you hit all the points, man. Getting DeAndre Ayton, even though a lot of people aren't super high on him, he is, in my opinion, better than Yusuf Nurkic. Offensively, they do pretty much the same things in terms of scoring the basketball, in terms of finishing around the rim. I feel like DeAndre Ayton is a better screen and roll player, catches the ball. He has that jump hook in the paint. He does a lot of things there. But defensively, DeAndre Ayton isn't the greatest, but at his best, when he's motivated, he is at least average or a little above average, whereas Yusuf Nurkic really wasn't that great. So there you just do a better job there, and you have a player that fits the timeline that you're on. getting Drew Holiday, I think that's very big. You can flip him for more draft compensation or, like you said, younger players that fit their timeline right now.